Hey guys, Colgan here and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Legend of Alfur. We're going to pick up where we left off in the last video, which is at the start of stage 3. So let's resume the story. Okay, so the soldier is saying that the supply unit of the 2nd Division was completely destroyed and that all the guns, ammo and bombs were destroyed too. He says the slaves are still running and have escaped. Eimer is saying that they thought the slaves were a soft touch and orders all soldiers not to ease up, even though they are just children as they are quite experienced with guns. She says to kill them before arriving at Sela Lake. So we're heading to the Kara River. Okay, so since Shalnawaz has no health, as we saw in the 2nd level, I'm going to stick with Leon from now on, just until I get a little more practice and a little bit better at the game. Okay, so Leon is starting with a different weapon this time. In the 1st level he had an AK, and in this level he's starting with the M16. Okay, so we've got enemies at the end of the hill. Oh, we got a sniper rifle. We'll use the sniper rifle for now. And my accuracy with a sniper rifle has not improved in the slightest. Okay, taking quite a lot of damage there. I can't see most of the enemies because they're in behind a tree. Oh, and there's quite a few up here, no wonder I didn't see those either. I don't know if that guy's... Nah. I thought he was dead. Okay, so straight off the bat in this level you're given a survive the enemy wave type thing where you sit back with a sniper rifle. I was kinda hoping, after the amount of crap we had to put up like in the first 2 levels similar to this, I was kinda hoping that we wouldn't have to do it again this time, but seems like we have to. Okay, so we have the M16 customized. I don't know what the difference is between these 2 weapons, so I'm gonna find out. This is the regular. Yeah, I may as well test it out on some enemies. Oh, crap. Okay, so the regular is a burst fire. What about the customized? Okay, and the customized is fully automatic. I'll stick with the customized and I'll get rid of the regular one. I'll pick up the G36. See if there's any ammo around. This is a G36 customized. Okay, probably shouldn't be hip firing since it's very inaccurate. Very low on ammo, so I may have to go with the AK. I'll take the sniper rifle, because this is looking like another one of those areas. We've got bridge there, another bridge, and yeah, river. So yeah, they're gonna rush over the hill and I have to just sit back and snipe them. So this entire level so far is just sitting back, surviving enemy waves. Seems like this is pretty much the recurring theme of the entire game. Just sit back and snipe. I really need to improve my accuracy with the sniper rifle. I waste way too many shots. I would like to just charge straight in and shoot them all, but probably die very quickly like that, even on easy, just because of the amount of enemies that hang around. This... I really do need to improve my accuracy. This is shocking, to say the least. I hope this isn't going to be a really long wave, because I am getting very bored of just sitting back sniping all the time. I'm lucky that the guns do respawn, so you don't really have to worry about running out of ammo. You can just sit back here where the sniper rifle spawns and pick up the ammo as you need it. I'm not sure how long it takes to respawn, but I know it does respawn. Okay, so they all look like they're dead. I would like more ammo for this sniper rifle, but it's just all AKs around, and yeah, judging by this area, it looks like I might have another sit back and snipe type wave here. Yep, as to be expected. Yeah, there we go. Now I'm getting better. No, I take that back. I haven't got many shots left with this sniper rifle, so I hope some spawns in, or I might have to run back and pick it up. But I don't know if running back is going to reset the waves or not. Okay, so it's not so bad here. Oh, now they're coming from this side. I've only got one shot left now. I'm out of sniper ammo. Sorry about that. I meant to trade my Tiganov 2 for the Tiganov, not the M16. So the Tiganov actually seems to be a one-shot as well, but it's only one shot if it's at a somewhat close range. If you were to hit him at a long distance, I think the Tiganov takes 2 shots. Please let this be the last of them. I am honestly sick to death now of all this surviving the wave crap. It doesn't look like there's any more coming in. Now where's Shalnawaz? What's she doing back here? It's about time. Oh god. Another wide open area, so more sniping. Yay. Yeah, stuck in a rock there and I was bouncing up and down. I don't know if your companion has infinite health or not, because she charged right into a group of them there and she didn't seem to die. So if they do have infinite health, you could kind of just leave them out there and soak up all the damage while you sit at the back and pick them all off. I'm running out of Tiganov ammo now too, so I may just have to rely on my M16 soon enough. I'm getting shot, I need to get back. Yeah, these are my last 10 shots now, so I have to make these count. Which I then promptly waste just about every shot in the clip. M16's not that bad from a range actually. Even though this is the fully automatic version, if you just keep tapping left click We fired at a decent rate. I don't want to run across there because it looks like there are more coming. Let's search if there's any more sniper rifles around. No, just more AKs. I don't want to chance that just in case I can't get back up. So, looks like I've got no more sniper ammo, so I'll just trade it in for the AK. And there's a weapon I saw over here on this. Oh, God damn it! More of them, really. Okay, please let that be the last of them. It's the handgun, which I really don't see any need for in this game, since you can only carry 2 weapons, and with the amount of assault rifles and sniper rifles that are dropping, I really don't see any point to having the handgun at all. And not to mention that the handgun, no enemies use it, and you very rarely see them lying around the map, so you'd have limited ammo almost all the time. Okay. So this must be where they were all spawning. I think she's commenting about how pretty the flowers are. And this soldier now is saying that we're in range of their artillery, and Eimer orders them to fire. And I believe Shalnawaz just got killed by the artillery. Yeah, Shalnawaz got killed by the artillery fire. And I think I'm about to get killed by the artillery too. Okay. So apparently we're now out of their artillery fire range, and we're going to hold up in this shack as they're sending in all the troops. And Shalnawaz is miles behind way back there. And here come all the enemies. So much like all the, well, the ends of all the other levels, you have to hold up and survive the enemy assault. But thankfully in this one, you're not sitting back at a ridiculously long range just sniping them off. You're just holed up in a little shack like this. So it's a nice defensible position. And we do have some respawning weapons here. Got 2 sniper rifles, a pistol, and the M16. And I don't know where Shalnawaz is. She's still way back there. Even though I'm calling her with Q, she's not coming. She's still staying back there. So I guess I'm gonna have to do this part on my own. So either she's just not responding to the signal, or she got stuck on something. Yeah, but it looks like she's slowly finding her way down now. If you look on the compass, the green numbers. Enemy there, he just got stuck in a rock. Yeah, she's finally coming. 70 meters away, but it looks like she's turned around and went back the other way. So companion AI is kind of useless in this game if they do get stuck behind like that. Okay, I don't know how long this wave is gonna last. So I'm gonna test out this green looking sniper rifle. As soon as I push them back a little. Okay, let's test out this new sniper rifle. It's got a very, very small clip. It's only 5 bullets. So I'm gonna guess this is the most powerful. Be helpful if I could actually find someone to shoot. Okay. If they stay still or if they actually pop out. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the M16. And there doesn't seem to be any more enemies coming, so it could just be these 3 that are the last. Wow. Okay, no, here come more enemies, so I guess I can test out the sniper rifle now. Yeah, definitely the strongest sniper rifle in the game. One shot kill, but it's got a very small clip size and a lot of recoil. I think I'll just stick with the M16 customized for here. I think she's just one of those comments that we don't have much longer to last, that there's only a few more coming. Need to get back inside and take cover. So I was reading up what those comments were that they say at the end of each level that were holed up like this, surviving the enemy waves, and they're just saying that there's only a few more waves to come, this is the last wave, and so on. So I think you have about 4 or 5 waves to survive through at the end of these levels. So even though I was hoping they'd kind of change it up a little bit and they'd stop doing this survive the enemy assault at the end of each level, seems like it's going to be this way for every single level. And as we're about halfway through the game now, this is the end of stage 3 and there's only 7 stages, and I presume stage 7 is going to be killing Jeva or Eimer. And I'm still trying to figure out what they're hoping to accomplish by returning to Alfur, even though it's currently being invaded by Elgs. It's like I said in one of the earlier video, that if they just go back there, all that's going to happen is they're going to be taken prisoner by Elgs again, because apparently Alfur, their military is almost non-existent. They don't have an army, really. They're a very small, peaceful kingdom or something. I think that's another checkpoint message. Yep, that's the enemy waves taken care of. And let's go see where the hell Shalnawaz is. Or what the hell she was doing up there. Wouldn't bet she was probably stuck on a rock or a flat surface or something, because there seems to be a lot of those issues in this game. Oh look, she's just running around in circles back there. Forget her. Look, she wasn't stuck, she was just being an idiot, running around in circles, crossing the bridge back and forth. Is it telling me to go back in the house? No, it's not. Okay, so this way. Is this the end of the level? No, it's telling me to go further on. Yeah, and she's still not catching up. She's just staying miles behind, and pressing Q doesn't seem to summon her. Okay, so that's the end of stage 3. Yeah, so they're just talking about how we managed to escape. Yeah, Jeva is getting angry that Eimer hasn't killed them yet, and he orders her to kill them quickly. Eimer says that they're very experienced with a gun and they predict their movements. She says they need to stop attacking and reorganize before pursuing. Jeva says that she's afraid of 2 children and that all she has to do is order her soldiers to charge. Eimer says that they shouldn't waste their soldiers like that. Jeva says she doesn't have the right to refuse as she's from Vesterland and that he can destroy her hometown in under 3 hours. So he's basically threatening her. And Eimer is reluctantly agreeing. She says that she'll do it. I'm gonna pick Leon again this time, just for the fact that he has more health, and he's back to using his AK this time. Trade out my pistol for the M16. You know, it really makes you wonder how the Elg's Dominion has managed to take over so much territory and how they've managed to, well, beat Alfur, I suppose. I mean, if these are their soldiers, all they're doing, look, running around in circles and wildly shooting at anything that moves. What kind of military is that? Pretty much 2 hunters who are children are practically killing off half of the Elg's army. I mean, I know it's just a really small indie team that made this game and it's their very first game, so I probably shouldn't be expecting too much from it. I mean, for the price and the fact that such a small team made it as their first game, it's pretty decent. So the story is the main selling point of this game. Story is far better than the gameplay. Gameplay, I'd say, is average at best. Yeah, I need to heal up. I'm taking some damage here. Alright, so we got the M16, but I already have the customized version, so I'll probably end the recording at the end of this level or the end of the next level. Actually, I'll finish this level and stage 5, and then I'll do stage 6 and 7 as the last video, as the levels do seem to be getting somewhat longer as we go on. What the hell? I don't know if I stepped over that body or if it fell out of the sky. I wasn't paying much attention there. And like I said in the first video, ammo never going to be a problem in this game. Even on the harder difficulty, I would presume that just because of the amount of ammo that drops everywhere and the fact that the weapons do respawn, you're not really going to have much trouble when it comes to running out of ammo. And this part of the map looks really nice here. See, we got the customized. I don't like that one just for how inaccurate it fires. Okay, looks like they're all holed up in the shack, so I can't. The music really changes the mood here. What's with the quirky, cheerful music at this part here? It doesn't really fit with what's happening. The music when I crossed over the hill and saw the lake with the sunset was rather fitting, but you know, what's with this quirky music while I'm being shot by a whole squad of elk soldiers? It's almost as if it's a good thing. Alright, so should I hole up in this house for protection, or... No, I guess I can't, it's sealed up. Alright. I could try sneak down here and come up behind them, but the way this game is with getting stuck on, you know, even flat surfaces, I don't really want to risk jumping down there because it looks like I could get stuck. Where are they running to? Seriously, where is he going? I know it's on easy, so I suppose the AI could be excused, but if they do that on harder difficulties, just running around, be pretty stupid. And Shalimaz is a mile behind again. I don't know what she's doing over there, so maybe the AI is running after her. Okay, there she is. So I guess they were running over after her, not just running around randomly in circles like I thought. Yeah, it looks like she's stuck behind again. So you may have to keep checking on your companion, telling them to catch up with you and follow. She seems to be getting stuck a lot. Alright. I still don't understand why all these guns are firing blue lasers. A lot of enemies there, I need to heal up. Right, so what happens here? Do we take the boat and cross the lake? So we seem to be holding up against enemy waves again here. Yeah, since we're holding up against enemy waves here, do we take the boat and cross the lake? The compass is telling us to go in this direction, so I guess not. It would make sense to take the boat and cross the lake. It would be much quicker than traveling all the way around it on foot. Okay, so that just leads back to the house. All the hills here looks like they might be snipers or something ahead, which would make sense. Okay. Not exactly snipers, but whatever. Still an ambush on the hills. I was expecting them to appear up here in the distance or something, not practically in front of you where they're easy to kill. Alright. Since I come up in these hills, I'm gonna take it slow. Yeah, I'm gonna take it slow here since they're all up in the hills and I don't wanna rush anything or else I might die. It does make it somewhat hard to hit them since the iron sights on the AK is off a little bit. Yeah, with the AK you have to aim higher than where you want to shoot. Otherwise your bullet's just going to hit the ground or hit the hill. Okay. Still more up there, but I can't hit him. Okay, let's jump. That looks like they're all dead. I wonder if I can get up there. Nope. What if I jump on the rocks? Maybe I can get up there that way. No, I just fall off the rock. Yeah, looks like they pretty much designed it so you can't get up there and pick them off easily. Right, so we got more AKs and M16s. And more enemies up in the hill, great. You know, at least on this point they actually give you a really nice safe position in behind all these rocks. So I'd say there's not really that much of a chance you'll die here. You've got a lot of cover from all angles. And knowing my luck, I will die here. Just for the game to make me eat my words. Is that a head up there? Yes, it was. Okay, I'll duck in and heal up. I don't know where Shalnawaz has run to. I hope this is the... Nope. More enemies. So the compass is telling us to hole up in this area, so it seems likely that this could be the end of the level. Because like at the end of all the other levels, the compass pretty much tells you to stay in one spot while the enemy spawns in on top of you. So they're starting to change it up somewhat. They've stuck with the same sit back in one area while the enemy assaults you wave after wave. Unlike the first two levels where you just sat back and sniped the entire time. They're starting to mix it up a little now, like in stage 3 where you pretty much stayed in that shack as they approach. This one to have you ducking behind a bunch of rocks, and there's not really much room to snipe since they're so close. Right, so that looks like all of them are dead, but you can't really afford to chance it. Let's move ahead. Yep, that's the end of stage 4. Okay, so where are we going this time? Okay, so Jeva realizes that Leon and Shalnawaz have been listening to their communications and that they couldn't get this far without it. He says that it's all over for them soon. Leon says that you never know. Jeva laughs and says that their skill and resistance is suitable for being the murderers of their lord. Leon says that the real murderer is you. Jevas says that the elves and him are all in his hands now. Thanks to him, he'll soon be the Lord, and that elves is his, and that he will no longer have to manipulate the stupid Lord. Shalnawaz says that it was Jeva who proposed attacking Alfur. Jeva laughs and says that attacking Alfur, slaughtering their people, plundering and hunting slaves are all the powers of a lord. He says that he can have everything. Shalnawaz says that he's terrible to have planned all of this. Jeva says that their long talk is over, and he orders Eimer to kill them right now, or else he will destroy her hometown. And Eimer once again reluctantly agrees. So it seems like Eimer doesn't want to do this, but if she doesn't do it, he's gonna destroy her hometown and kill everyone. Okay, so we're up on a mountain this time, and better be careful that I don't fall off the side. Straight away, get rid of that pistol. We've got the customized AK this time. Okay, so the customized AK is a single shot. Gonna get rid of that weapon as soon as I can. I really have no need for a single shot AK. Alright. So I'm gonna end the recording at the end of this level. Since there's only going to be 2 levels left after this one, I'll record those last 2 levels as the 3rd video. Okay, they seem to be getting somewhat smarter now. They're actually getting far more accurate. Sniper rifle, I'll trade out the M16 for this. Should be very useful here, at least it looks like it will be. Yeah, here come more enemies, but I need to find a good place to hole up. And this spot here right in front of me looks like it will be good as soon as I take care of these guys. Whoa. I take that back. This may be a horrible position to hole up. Yeah, I'll get back behind this rock. It looked much safer. I'll pick them off as they come around the corner. I hope she doesn't go charging ahead. I don't know why they're running around like that. Okay. He fell down the cliff and got stuck until we shot him. Okay, there's a lot of enemies. Need to run back. The enemies themselves are really not that much of a threat. It's just the fact that they swarm you in such large groups that that's what's the threat really, is the fact that they swarm you in large groups, whereas if they were to come at you one at a time and such, you wouldn't really have much trouble. Pretty sure I saw 1 or 2 across the bridge, unless I just mistook the plank of wood there and the bridge as one of them. Ah, there he is. I knew I saw one. Okay. Stuck on a rock there again. Yeah, another area. Looks like these are definitely the little areas that the enemies spawn into. Okay, we hit a checkpoint here. More enemies, joy. Let Shalnoa suck up all the hits there because... Oh my god. Right, that part wasn't so bad. I'm gonna hold on to this sniper rifle though, just in case. But I may need to trade out the G36 for the AK. Doesn't seem to be any G36 ammo around. Okay, another checkpoint. You hit checkpoints quite a lot in this game. It's almost as if you get a checkpoint after you survive each enemy wave at certain points. Ah, finally, some more G36 ammo. Okay. I may die here. Yeah, I'm bleeding out. I really got lucky there and survived that. This is kind of a bad spot to hold up because you're kind of half poking out behind that wall. It looks like Shalnawaz fell off the cliff. So, companion AI, absolutely stupid. How she managed to fall off the cliff, I will never know. I'll probably just tell her to stay back here while I deal with these guys. And I just noticed, when you die or your companion dies, all the enemies you've killed, their ammo, all the weapons they drop, they don't disappear, they stick around, so... You know, while you lose most of your ammo when you die, you still have the chance to make most of it back by picking up all the enemy weapon drops. I don't know why she's running out like that when I told her to stay behind. Alright, we got more enemies. Go back to sniping again. Yeah, we'll lure them back here because this seems like a really safe spot to be in. The enemies don't seem to want to come up this far, so I may need to find a good spot up here to hide up in. Where have they all run off to? Okay. So they're somewhat smart in the sense that you can't lure them into a little trap and lure them back to a nice defensible position for yourself. They just wait around for you to come to them. They'll only advance a certain distance, it seems. Oh, there's a lot of enemies. So it seems like the only reason these levels are lasting as long as they are is because you're pretty much spending half the level just sitting back, taking care of enemy wave after wave. There's another M16. Alright, so looks like I head in this direction now. But I better make sure there's no more behind me. Yeah, that looks like all of them are taken care of now. Oh, I take that back. This is why you really want to make sure they're all dead behind you before you advance any further. Because you really don't want them sneaking up behind you like that, especially since when you're being attacked from the front, it's going to be by a large group. And you really can't risk it. Yeah, they're spawning up in the hills now. Really running out of sniper ammo too. It doesn't help that I'm really wasting all my shots like this. Right, gonna only use one more shot on him. If I don't get him, forget him. I'm just gonna use my G36 on him. Unless they all swarm in on me from behind now. Which it looks like they were there. Finally got him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trade this out for something different. Hopefully I can find another sniper rifle or something soon enough. And I might have to switch this out for an AK since I'm rather low on ammo on this too. Yeah, I'm gonna swap this out for an AK. Well, the AK isn't a terribly effective weapon. You know, kind of makes up for it with the abundance of ammo you do get, so you can afford to be wasteful with your shots. Yeah, there's the enemy spawn point right there. So I can pretty much kill them off right now as they spawn. Which saves me, I suppose, a lot of trouble. Yeah, since I was able to kill them off there as they were spawning, that saved me an awful lot of time of just sitting back, sniping and trying to, you know, pick them off one by one. Okay, let's have a look here. Wide open area with hills on both sides. This is kind of not looking good. Okay, guess that was the end of the level. Oh, it's a cutscene. Okay, Leon says this way, and Eimer just said that their playing off tag is over. Leon and Shalnawaz realize that they just walked into an ambush. So I guess this is where we fight Eimer and kill her, possibly. Okay, the soldier is saying that they can kill Leon and Shalnawaz at any time. And Eimer says that killing children and attacking Alfur is disgusting. Leon says that Eimer has been listening with her communicator and that he has a way to solve it. Eimer orders the snipers to aim at Leon and Shalnawaz. And Leon says Eimer looks like she was threatened by Jeva and there's no way to solve the problem. Leon says that if she lets them go through, he and Shalnawaz can solve the problem for her. Eimer asks them if this is how they're pleading for their lives and that she cannot listen to them. Okay, so Leon is saying that Eimer seems to be a sensible person and that she cares for her soldiers, that she doesn't want to waste their lives. He doesn't have any ill will towards her. Eimer is asking what does he want. Leon says that he and Shalnawaz will put an end to Jevas' plan to end the war, the plundering, the slaughtering of Alfur's people and hunting slaves will end too. He asks her to let them go through. Eimer asks what would they do if he failed. Leon says that if they fail, Jeva will kill them to silence them, or how Eimer let them go, that nothing will change, but if they succeed they can end the war. And now Leon is asking her what will she do. Eimer tells her units that there are only mice here and that the targets seem to be hiding somewhere else. She orders them not to fire and to head west. Eimer tells Leon and Shalnawaz that Jeva is near the border and that there are many soldiers around him. Without killing the soldiers, it will be impossible to get to Jeva. Leon says that he understands, and Eimer is saying that the fate of Alfur and Elgs is in their hands and she wishes them luck. And Leon is thanking her and tells Shalnawaz that they have to go.